party, baby.
Yeah. Speaking of parties, let's talk about your show. I read the review in USA Today, which is usually a pretty gentle publication. They don't try to offend everyone. What?
They kill me.
They kill you?
Kill me.
Did they say this? Did they say your show was the most vile program ever to air on a major network?
He wins.
Salute.
Right.
He wins.
How many saw Fear Factor? Because
45 million.
yeah, it got a rating of 45 million. Almost beat the game. And it said one is tempted to strap the star and the producers, that would be you, into a pit and cover them with rats as punishment.
Oh.
Now,
Tough room.
Well, first of all, this is coming from a critic. You know, and anybody's
Right.
a critic is a critic because they have nothing to contribute. I mean, nobody sets out to become a critic.
as opposed to this show?
As opposed to being a comedian or being an actor or being anything else, being any sort of an
Yeah,
artist.
but we're talking about Fear Factor now, and if you're bringing up contributions to
It's
society...
entertainment. That show's entertaining.
Well, so is
That's
a
why
snuff
everybody
film.
watched it. No, I don't think a snuff film is entertaining, and everybody who did that show had a great time doing it. Every single person who did
Really?
it,
I
even
saw-
people in
Rats?
they all loved it. They all
that's
had a lot of fun.
disgusting.
Absolutely.
That's a bigger lie than
No,
$10
it's not a big lie.
seats.
No, it's not. It's not a
Oh,
lie.
come on.
Everyone who did that show had a great time doing it. They all did it, and they willingly did it. And if they didn't want to do any of the stunts, they could have backed out at any time.
That's
It's
true.
all their own personal choice, and it was fun.
They get paid for that,
That's
right?
all
They
it
got
is.
paid, right?
If they won, they got $50,000. Every
they
week,
didn't
someone
win, they
wins
got nothing?
$50,000. If you don't win, you get nothing, but you take a
People
chance.
go on the Springer show and make a jerk of themselves, and they don't get
Right.
$50,000.
It's for fun, and everybody who did it had fun. Everybody keeps harping on this rat thing. So you lie and you're covered with rats. They don't do anything to you.
The woman
only
was
for 4
saying, they're
minutes."
biting me, they're biting
They
me.
nibble at you. They were very
Nibble.
well fed.
Baby nibbles. Baby nibbles. Baby nibbles.
Playing with them. They don't let you know. They were lab rats. I love animals.
Did
I was
anyone
playing with them
bleed?
beforehand. Huh?
Did anyone bleed from that?
No, no one
Well,
bled.
Someone is...
Stupid question.
It's just the idea of it is more scary than the actual thing. I mean, they're
Rats
just a bunch
biting
of
you?
little animals.
What
If
is
they were
scariest-
kittens, would it be
Media
so
is just
horrible?
graduating.
No, but rats aren't kittens. What do you mean?
They're just animals.
The scary thing is, the next show is going to be
They're
worse.
disgusting and
Of
vile.
course, we're graduating.
We're 3
Media is
seasons away from
graduating.
The Running Man.
Media is graduating from exploitation 101, sex, to exploitation 201, Big Brother, all the other chain people together. So now we're in the junior year of exploitation, and eventually we'll graduate.
I'm not attacking you because I really believe
No, it's okay.
nothing's. What's going to get better? I mean, what makes us think anything's going to get better? I mean, 100. You know, we have the Gladiators, and maybe 100 years from now, Fear Factor wins Best Picture Oscar. You know, who knows?
Look, it's just entertainment. That's all it is. Everyone taking the moral high ground on this and
Like
getting
who
so
wants to marry
excited
a
about it.
millionaire?
Which is, to me, far more disgusting.
Oh, it's very disgusting, but
Even
we start going
Survivor's
down that
it's
road.
much more. Look, Survivor
No, it's-
smacks much more of exploitation. When you take people and you give them no food, they're forced to eat rice. They're forced to find their own food on an island. They have no out.
You have
People in
rats.
Fear
You have
Factor, they have
rats.
out on every stunt. I bring them to every stunt. And I say, look, you don't have to do this. You don't want it. If they say, I don't want to get in the rat, all right, I'm out. I'm done. They're done.
then
They
you
sleep in a hotel room and that's it.
But then you remind them that they're not going to get the money.
So what? You're not. No one's going to get the money.
there.
The people at home aren't going to get the money either.
I mean, you
It's
said
no
they
big
have a
deal.
good time. I don't think they have a good time. You're right, it is their choice. But it is all about people doing anything for fame and money.
But they won't
And
do
other
anything.
people watching it.
If it's exciting, if it's entertaining, people will watch. If it's not, it'll go away. Leave
Okay.
it up to the people.
Well, what if NBC contacted a mob hitman and said, you know what, we're going to follow you on your next hit?
If it's entertaining.
So that...
Look, we're all going to die
Mob
someday.
figures have a much higher Q factor than other mob figures.
So
Well,
that
we
would
were
be
talking about
okay.
the level of disgust with the show I just brought up earlier. Who Wants to Marry a Millionaire? You get 50 women who are going to tramp.
Horse. Say horse. Say it. They're horse.
Yeah, they are.
They're horse.
Prostitutes
If it was Who Wants to Marry a Plumber, would any of them
And we
show
were
up?
disgusted by the viewership.
First of all, that guy was a plumber.
Well,
He
you
was
ever seen his
hardly
back?
a millionaire.
Right. Well, they lied
But the
about that
point
one
is,
guy.
these women did it. They sold
Right.
themselves. This guy was willing to do it. The families were willing to do it. And viewers watched the program.
Do you know about the show called I Want a Divorce? It's a show that Fox is trying to put together where they have people who recently filed for divorce. They're going to have them compete for marital assets. I'm not lying. They don't even have prizes. You fight over your own. How about that?
Are you going to host the show?
I'm trying to host that show. I'm actively, if Fear Factor gets canceled, I'm trying to maneuver myself in a position.
When you have
Look,
your niche,
you know,
you
it's
stick to it.
haters love.
The thing about fear factor as opposed to, you know, a snuff film or whatever is no one was hurt and everyone enjoyed it. The people who did it had a great time. And everyone's harping on the rat thing, but there's a lot of other stunts like the vertical hanging car. There's a lot of other crazy, wild stunts that are Hollywood-type stunts. And the people who did them, they were exciting. It was fun. And everyone who did the show, honestly, had a good time doing it. It's just
I think the rat should have been the final thing instead of the car.
Well, no, because everyone would have done it. You know, the final decision, though, has to be something. It's a time or a distance.
I got to take a break. We'll be right back. All right, Joe, excellent defense of the indefensible, but you keep saying no one could possibly get hurt, right?
Well, they could get bruised.
But if that's all that could happen, why is it called fear factor? Where's the fear if you can't get hurt? It's like
I'll
race
strap
cars.
you to a car. I'll put you 150 feet over a dam and pour water in the car. And you have to climb out of the car onto the hood. You're not going to think about that harness. You're not going to think about that strap.
So you can't get hurt, but there's still fear factor.
You'll be scared.
There's a basic lie in there. We have tomorrow Lionel Richie, Jordana Brewster, Corey Mahaney, and Tom Sirotnik.